All right, diving in, we got our types of taxes. These are all federal taxes. We're going to talk a little bit about state taxes. However, generally throughout the exam, this is all about federal taxes. And why is that? Well, there are 50 big old beautiful states. So some are small, like Rhode Island. No hate to Rhode Island though. And as such, all those states have different ways of means of taxing everyone. So we're really dealing with federal taxes throughout this exam. However, yeah, we're going to mention states here and there. You'll see that as we talk about it. So how do our taxes work? Where are the taxes coming from that we're going to see throughout the exam? Well, yeah, obviously we're not going to mention taxes. We're not going to see in the exam because we're trying to keep it nice and concise. The biggest one is the federal income tax. This is going to be the largest tax assessed by the U.S. government. It's levied on individuals, corporations, estates, and trusts. They try to get that from everyone. You might say, where's partnerships and S corps? Well, those partnerships and S corps are going to flow that income down to individuals, and then those individuals will pay tax on that. This is just the biggest amount of money. This is where the U.S. government's getting all of their hard-earned income. The individual income tax, this accounts for approximately 46.2% of all tax revenues collected in the U.S. By no means do you need to memorize any of these amounts, these percentages. This is just, again, kind of leading us into what we're going to see on the exam. So what's important? The maximum rates, we've got tax brackets. We'll have those included as well in resources as you need to see them. The corporate tax rate, however, this is going to be a flat rate. So this is 21%, whereas we have marginal tax rates for individuals. But again, we will get into that later on when we see those particular lessons. Employment and unemployment taxes, this is the second largest group of taxes. The Social Security tax and Medicare tax, these two come together. This is going to be your FICA tax, and we'll talk about that in other lessons. This is something you can't avoid. There's going to be a certain threshold, and we'll talk about that. Employers and employees split these taxes equally. Self-employed individuals are going to pay both taxes in full as self-employment tax. What's an excise tax? These are going to be taxes levied on the retail sale of specific products. Now, in theory, it's kind of like, hey, let's reduce consumer demand for these quote-unquote bad things, alcohol, tobacco, diesel fuel as we transition over to green, clean energy. However, in my cynical view, does the government really care if you all stop drinking and smoking? Probably not. They just, because people kind of get addicted to these things. Yeah, let's just slap them with higher taxes. You get a lot of money from that. But yeah, an excise tax, in theory, it's a tax on a specific product to kind of curb people's behavior. And as we will see, there is a rationale behind, I'd say a good chunk, a good percentage, like 99% of the rules in the IRC. Like, what's the reason for it? Are they trying to help farmers? Are they trying to help small businesses? Does this rule apply to make sure that high net worth individuals don't constantly create giant chunks of wealth and continue to compound it? There's different reasons. And within those reasons, you may agree, disagree. I may agree, disagree, but at the end of the day, I don't care too much. I'm here to, like I said, teach this to you, make sure you know it for the exam, and get you moving on your way. Consumers are going to bear the burden through higher prices of these. Again, there's a reason behind these. I mean, yes, I like to say the reason is to just take as much of your money as possible, but hey, that's just me. Then we've got transfer taxes. These are going to be estate and gift taxes that we'll see in other lessons in the estate and gift tax lessons, based on the fair market values of wealth transfers upon death or by gift. So essentially, yes, like every step of the way, every time money is transferred. Here's a great way to remember and think about all this. Every single time, most of the time, not to contradict myself, but yeah, there's exceptions we'll see throughout the exam. When money's transferred, it's going to be taxed. You're going to have money earned by a company. That gets taxed. The company distributes the money as dividends. That gets taxed. You also have money paid to employees of the company. That gets taxed. The employees then go take their money or their dividend income or the shareholders and they buy something. That has sales tax. And then you take your other money and you're going to give it to your grandkids, your kids, or whatever. That gets taxed. Or you gift some of it away. That gets taxed. So you see every step along the way, you're going to pay tax. You go and buy a car, your property, and then maybe each time you have to pay property tax. There's a lot of taxes. We'll talk about all of them. But essentially the point of this is every step along the way, whenever money moves hands, yes, it's generally going to get taxed. And is that a lot? Is that overbearing? I definitely think so. But we will demystify it for you. Make sure you know it.
Hey there. Are you ready to not only pass your CPA exams, but truly understand and enjoy the material while studying? I know it seems impossible, right? Especially to enjoy the material. We'll do it together. Tap into the power of cpa.examprep.ai, where we've got personalized quizzes, multiple choice questions, memorization guides, flashcards, simulations, all tailored to your learning. Our adaptive study planning puts you on the fastest path to success and lifts you back up if you fall behind. Avoid wasting your precious time and money attempting an exam with a low chance of passing, because Who wants that? We want to get you through this process as quick as possible. Our exam readiness prediction lets you walk in with confidence, knowing that you're prepared for success on exam day. Thankfully, there's no payment method needed to get started, so why don't you come join us? Visit cpa.examprep.ai and let's achieve your exam success together.